What's up, everyone? Tania here with another episode of Pop Culture at Home. And today we are welcoming the incredible brother-sister renovating duo, Steve and Leanne Ford of the new HGTV series, Home Again with the Fords. Steve, Leanne, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, Tania. I love your background, by the way. Well done.
It's HGTV inspired, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, before we get into it, it has been a challenging few months for us, and we are now nearing a year into the pandemic. So how have you two been doing coping with this, with these challenging few months?
We've been turning a hard thing into a good thing, I would say. Like everything, there's always some silver lining somewhere. And we've been just being able to be close to family and being still. And for us, for my family, we moved back to Pittsburgh from Los Angeles because of all of this. So we're really happy that my daughter Ever's with Uncle Stevie and with Grandma and, the family. So it's like everything. There's always something good happening somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Steve, what about you?
I mean, I feel the same. It's great having Leanne back here. I've gotten to spend a lot of time at home doing my hobbies and jobs around the house. I've actually been enjoying it. I'll be excited for it to end though.
Mm-hmm, of course. So let's talk about the show because it's so fun, so much fun. And I was telling your sister before, it's so personable. You guys are so affable and congenial. And we love seeing that personality sort of translate on TV. And we get to see that now with Home Again with the Fords. So how did you guys, how would you describe your style design philosophies compared to some of the other HGTV shows out there?
Well, we do no comparing. I'll tell you that. We're all in our own lane, which I love. I'd say for us, our style is easy and happy. And even though it's elevated, I would say in some way, but it's really comfortable and welcoming. So, my favorite thing about even doing a design show is inspiring others in what they do with their homes and, inspiring others to think differently and to know that so much is possible. So that's what's really fun design-wise.
Steve?
Leanne will design something, I'll build it, and I always walk out saying, wow, that was really cool. So I think that cool might be a good way to describe our show.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Steve.
I think you're cool, Leanne.
So, one of the things that, you guys had Restored by the Fords before in HGTV, and everyone loved that one too. So, with the eclectic homes you guys found, are we going to see more of that with the show? Meaning what should fans be expecting with Home Again with the Fords?
Honestly, this season, I'll start over. Why does it do that?
I don't know. I think it's someone else popped in. Yes.
Right. Spying. Okay. Honestly, I would say that, question again, please.
So what should fans be expecting from the show?
Okay. Thank you. I'd say my favorite part about doing this show is that, of the other one. Let me rephrase that. Sorry for the ding dong. Okay. What I love is in the design, inspiring design based on these clients. So what we create is all based on these beautiful homes. It's all based on the clients that are living in the homes. So for our season, they're all really different styles. And so as a designer, I get to do all these different styles and try all these different things, which has been really fun. And then this season, it's an hour long. So we get to dive more into design and more into our clients, which I love.
Mm-hmm. Steve, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen it ourselves, so we're pretty excited to see it. I know that. It'll be really interesting to see a full hour of the show rather than what used to be a half hour. And I think it will be more about the clients and more about how we, get to our final product and giving them what they want in their home.
And, you two have worked on so many homes together, and sometimes things can get a bit messy in the demo and reno, and there's decisions that need to be made. So how do you guys keep cool during the disagreements and decision making? I know you have a very good relationship with each other, but sometimes things happen. So anything, how do you guys keep it cool?
We figured it out, I'd say. And I figured out whatever I suggest, Steve will say no, right, immediately. And then I just have to stop and let him go. And then the next day, he always figures out how to do it. Oh. So what I've learned.
Time out, Leanne. Whatever you suggest that is a little bit off the wall.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I realized through trial and error that I don't need to debate with him that it's possible, because if I just leave him alone, the next day he realizes it's possible.
And sometimes it needs a little extra sleep to figure something out.
Right. Yeah. The phrase sleep on it is real.
Yeah. So when you guys are obviously having this dynamic, like, you know, what would you say, like, do you sometimes have like a clash of ideas, or like, I feel like you both are very much the same sometimes. And is there anything that you guys want to try that you haven't tried that you want to try, maybe Steve, or?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. But, you know, Leanne's the designer on this, and I'm the one that executes her design. So maybe one day we'll flip flop and we'll see more, whatever comes to my mind.
Steve Ford Interiors.
It would be interesting.
But obviously we can tell you guys have such a great dynamic, and it's such a cute sibling relationship. I have a sister too, so I know what it's like to have another, you know, sibling, have another family member. So, you know, I'm wondering, what is the best part about working with your sister, and what's the best part of working with your brother?
You know, we have the same, we grew up in the same house, in the same era. So we have the same references. I mean, I'll say a line and Steve will finish the line from the Three Amigos or from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And I have to say, it's funny because I'll find times that we'll just be kind of simpatico naturally by being genetically connected, right? And then growing up in the same kitchen table. So I like that. I think it makes, I mean, while it makes some things harder, it makes it a lot easier.
Steve?
Yeah, I mean, for me, working with Leanne it's exciting, and it's every day it's a challenge, and it makes
not offended.
No, that's a good challenge. To not be challenged is to be bored, and I really like the challenge of what Leanne brings to design and helping her create that.
Never boring.
Yeah, it's never boring. And I feel like we've seen this with, like, I got to watch the premiere and I loved it. I'm so excited for the rest of the series. And I'm wondering, was there an episode that really, got you guys, like, got you emotional? Because I feel like sometimes there are episodes, certain shows or certain renovations you guys work on. Was there anything that got you guys really, like, just tugged at your heartstrings and just maybe made you bawl?
I mean, everything.
Yeah.
We Fords are emotional beings, I would say.
Those characters.
It's okay. You're hard on your sleeve. It's good.
But we really feel attached. These clients become friends, and we want them to love their home. And we feel like it's a very cathartic experience to get into these homes that they were connected to in their past and turn them into theirs, right? So it's a very important thing to quality of life to have a home you love. So we feel like leaving and letting them have this place, we feel like it's a duty and it's an honor, honestly.
Yeah. How do you guys find the homes? Like, they're so different. I feel like they have so much character. There's so much depth to these homes. How do you guys find these homes and scope them out for us to see and share?
I mean, everything now. The people find us, people reach out to us online or an email. And then HGTV has great casting and they find treasures. But honestly, it's the reason that I love Pittsburgh and working in Pittsburgh is the architecture here is so fun. It's all across the board. There's so much history. There's so many old homes that people have taken care of and kept around. And that's my favorite part about working in this town.
Yeah. Steve, do you have anything to add to that?
I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Totally spaced. He's like, is my sister talking?
Well, like, the whole thing with Pittsburgh and stuff, like the character, I can see like you guys really connect with it. And so, Leanne, there's one thing I want to ask you too, before getting into interior design, which I got to read in your book, that you were actually 15 years in fashion. Yeah. So I'm wondering, is there a correlation, do you think, between one's personal style and one's choice of interior design?
100%. Yeah. It's the same part of your brain. It's the same thing. I mean, when people are going to do their homes and they feel stuck, a lot of times we'll suggest look in your closet. What are the colors you're drawn to? What's the style drawn to? Pattern, simple. I mean, my closet looks exactly like my interiors, which is neutral, monochromatic, really simple. But it's also the same thing where when you're looking to make something interesting, you play with how things live together. You play with high and low. You play with, big and little. It's really fun. The same thing.
I would like to go back. The previous question was about the houses. You know, that we get to go in a lot of really unique and interesting houses, and I think that's a lot because the architecture in this town's really cool, and then the clients that are picking this out are very adventurous. A lot of them, and they're not the people that buy the house that's in the plan that all the houses look the same. They're the people that really want to experience like an awesome personalized living space.
And know that it's worth the extra hassle, which it always is an extra hassle.
Is it worth it though?
I think it's always worth it, especially the end product. When we get to see the homes, they're so lavishly done. Like they look like they're modern, but they're also like they have that character still, and you get to keep like the warmth of like what the family life was like with the home, which is so important, right? So, in the series premiere, you guys actually do modernize a farmhouse that is owned by a family since the 1800s. And so, if we want to modernize our own homes, what would you suggest we start with? Like, which room? Maybe like what can we do? Any tips?
Well, it's more a matter of combining the worlds, right? So we really like to walk into a space and think, what can we keep here? What's the charm? Like, we don't want to rip that all out and start over, which I think is unique to us as a team. We really work hard to keep as much of the character and history of a home as possible. But that being said, we live in modern times with modern amenities. So you don't want to live in a museum. So like the combination of making something modern and then making it feel charming or historical is kind of our sweet spot of what we've been doing. So, I mean, the tips are, I hide appliances a lot. I've newly vinyled Steve. I had Steve vinyl arrange an appliance to make it a different color. You can buy ranges that look old lighting. It's just about charm. And for people that have a modern home that want it to feel a little bit older, like bring in some old stuff. Always bring in some vintage, which is soul.
Mm-hmm. Steve, anything to add to that for us to enhance our homes?
I mean, I think a lot of the time it's finding what you really love about the house, complementing those things, and then cleaning it up to your taste, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And before I let you go, I'm having so much fun with you guys. You guys are like seriously the bomb. Like you're so funny. You're so great. I've noticed you two use a lot of neutrals, so there's a lot of blacks and whites. And so, what advice can you give us to trying to discover our own decorating style, color, and all those types of like a vibrancy, I guess?
I would say ignore all of us. Ignore your trends. Ignore what everybody else is doing, and think about what you're drawn to. I mean, there are so many amazing styles out there in so many different ways. I think I like neutrals because my brain is so all around like crazy town that I just need simplicity. I think I'm thinking so much creatively at all times. So I'm drawn to something at least simple. And I like stuff so much, so I'd like to keep it tonal, right? So it feels better. Mm-hmm. But that being said, different people love different things, and dive into what you love and be proud of it. Enjoy it.
Steve?
I mean, it seems to me like when we are doing design work, Leanne's doing design, it's a starting point of a canvas, and then everything beautiful comes in front of that. And it's more about the products and the placement of products and things in the house.
Yeah, layout.
Yeah.
And the layout.
That's called the layout, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
The products and placement of things.
You guys are so funny. I love you both so much. So, it's been so much fun chatting with you two. Thank you for spending the time with us today. Home Again with the Fords premieres February 2nd on HGTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Pacific. For more with Steve, Leanne, and all your favorite HGTV stars, keep it locked to popculture.com.